Hello, so today I want to talk to you about insecurities. But first, I'm going to have to lose this. Because... be hypocritical to talk about insecurities if I'm not going to show off mine. As I mentioned yesterday, my mind runs a million miles a minute, meaning if I'm pacing around for half an hour or so, I can come up with 6 to 20 new ideas that I could possibly pursue and develop. And to those of you who suffer with writer's block, that probably sounds like an enviable position, but it comes with its own set of problems, believe me. For example, number one being, I find it hard to concentrate. So I'll be working on developing or writing a particular idea. And then other ones that I've been mulling about in my head as well, will instantly go, oh, wait, you could do this with me, you could do this with me, do this with me now. And I'm now trying to work on this one, or even worse, I'll write a sentence out, or write on a card and think, oh, there's another idea for a show, I should develop that one. And it just adds to the ever-growing pile of ideas that I could develop and write, and it's, how am I meant to keep on top of that? Number two is that I'm a big believer in the creative philosophy of constant prototyping, the philosophy of which an idea or even person can become great so long as you put in enough work, effort and development. But my issue is, I like developing too much, so I'll get an idea and then I'll love working out in my head, burning it to the ground, finding issues and then birthing it back up from the ashes, which is kind of why I want a phoenix though. The issue with loving development so much is I tend to develop an idea that I could have easily done in an afternoon into this thing that would need more resources and skills than I currently possess. So this inability to actually produce and make my own ideas kind of adds to my insecurities and lack of confidence. And I mean, yeah, my insecurities on this sort of subject are within myself and my abilities. I don't think I have what it takes to make good stuff. And not being able to make it adds to that. So, last year, over summer, basically, I tried to push through these insecurities and just actually make one of the ideas. At the point it was pretty good, it wasn't terrible, and just went forward with it. However, Black Hat turned out to be utter shit. Which only acted as a flagship, a confirmation for my insecurities. It just validated them, saying, oh yeah, look, you don't have the ability to make good stuff. Even when it's this project, you still don't have the ability to make good stuff. And after that, I didn't really know what to do. So for the rest of the summer, I thought on it and tried to figure out why it turned out so shit, and sort of concluded that it was probably the lack of resources that I had and the amount of people I had. I was on a skeleton crew, and they were great people, but I still was on a skeleton crew. Which means, in my second year of university, when I started, I decided to try and make as many friends as possible so that I could help them on their projects and they would then be able to help me on my projects. Only issue with that is I then linked my social success with my career success, which as a person with no social skills made me miserable because I couldn't make friends and therefore I couldn't move forward in my career and just felt like utter shit. But over this past couple of weeks I've been doing some thinking and hanging out with some of my close friends and realised I don't want masses of friends. I don't want to have to go to parties every single Saturday. Because I enjoy the occasional party, but every single Saturday just sounds annoying and dull and tedious. What I like socially is 3 to 5 very close friends that I catch up with one-on-one fairly regularly, and occasionally go to a person's birthday party, wedding, or event, instead of just going out for the sake of going out. Maybe going out for the sake of going out once or twice, but mostly having these 5 core friends that I catch up with one-on-one fairly regularly. What I was doing is labelling people as friends, or potential friends, and then treating them like work colleagues. And people have friends to get away from work. I remember I was sitting in a pub once with one of my tutors, and she was just hanging out with us socially, because university it's kind of cool. And I asked her about some work stuff, and she responded to me with a very sharp comment along the lines of, why the fuck are you asking me about work stuff? We're at the pub. And I didn't understand that at the time. I understand now, because, yeah, people have friends so that they don't have to talk about work. Those are the people that they talk about personal stuff with and things like that. And I was dehumanizing people by just only ever talking about work and saying that they're friends. I don't think I do that anymore. Or at least I'm going to stop doing that now. I'm going to treat my career as career and have people that I work with on films and stuff and have career people, and then I'm going to have friends. And I already have like 3 decent friends who, and if I see them each regularly, I'm kind of happy with that setup. Hopefully by disconnecting, like cutting the string that I tied between these 2 things is actually going to uncomplicate my life and help make me happier in the long term. But I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I still think I need to develop my social skills though. So the dragon video still stands. Anyway, goodbye. Oh fuck yeah, I'll go down in, I don't... Just threw myself off the fucking bed.